say I think it's really important, and I'm also here to support the legalization, and I think it's really important to distinguish that, saying that legalization of marijuana is not the same thing as condoning its use. But I do think it's really important to also mention that perhaps one of the things that makes people not come out in support is the press itself, in terms of what happens when you take a stand and whether or not that is conveyed in its actuality. And so that for one to take a stand, one wants to also be sure that it's reported correctly. Because I think what happens a lot of times is we also know, in addition to everything else that people have mentioned here, including the fact that, you know, this is just once this is on your record, it does lead to a greater likelihood that you won't be able to get jobs and education and all of those things. But I think it's also very true that we see that when people step out for any kind of stand, and you can just look at all of the social justice issues that are going on now, looking at people, how they get crucified really in the press for being victimized or being whoever they are. So I do think it's also important just to realize that there are lots of people who I believe stand for not the condoning of marijuana, but for the justice of making sure that our young people, and in fact people of color, are not unfairly treated around this issue. But they want to be sure that they also, when they do that, are quoted correctly and that the issues are reported correctly as well.